Welcome back everybody to the MTG Value Project. I know a lot of my videos have really centered around opening sealed products, and I feel like that's important because a lot of what you guys can buy and want to have information about is what kind of value you're going to get out of sealed projects that are strictly from Magic the Gathering, right? Well, I'm sure like many of y'all, my local card shop does these repackaged grab boxes that you can buy that are usually pretty cheap and usually return at least some value. This one in particular, $13, usually including tax, it comes out to around $14, and it guarantees you that you're going to get 5 rares, 12 uncommons, and 250 plus random cards. In some of these before, I've gotten rares and mythics, and in some of them, I've gotten the bare minimum where there's basically nothing in the entire box. The one thing you can usually guarantee is that you're going to get less than what you pay for, purely because these cards have already been gone through. So it's not even really like you're playing a lottery or anything. Like somebody's already gone through this in order to make a profit off of it, really has to sell it at more than what it's worth so that they can make money off of the cards they have. However, I have hit pretty big, like I said, in a couple of these boxes. So I figured it'd be fun. I got one. Let's open it on camera and see what we get. So again, the number we're shooting for is $14 because it's $13 plus tax. All right, let's do this. Cut this guy open. All right, so the exciting cards are usually all put inside of this protective sleeve so that they can, guarantee that what you want is there. So these are going to be the ones we go through last. Those are going to be the exciting ones. Everything else in this box should most likely be common cards that are not worth a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working through these. I'm going to organize them and I'm going to scan them all in so that I know what they're worth. Yeah, I mean, we got ourselves a 49-cent card. That's not bad. This one's worth 63 cents. Not bad. I feel like landfall decks are kind of making a comeback, which is why, but that's still pretty neat. Bro, look at the art on that card. That's kind of freaking creepy. All right, so I'm probably about halfway through this pack right now, and there's not a lot of cards that are really worth a lot. There have been 2 that have been more than 50 cents or around 50 cents. But I will say, as far as quality goes, at least the cards are really nice. Like, they're in really good condition. There's no scuffed edges. They are all like, they stack like perfectly crisp Magic the Gathering cards. So I at least appreciate that aspect of this. Again, we're waiting until we get to these cards that are in the pack for any real value, but so far these are not disappointing. So the value here would really be for somebody who's looking to build some decks themselves or get into, trying to understand the brevity of Magic and just needs a whole bunch of different cards, even if they're common or uncommon, to be able to build decks from and be able to practice that, which is exactly why I'm getting them. I will also point out, I think every single card we've gotten so far has been a common. I don't think we've seen any uncommons yet. So hold up, we just pulled our first uncommon. Undercity Necrolisk. See what that's worth. A whole gigantic 19 cents. Ooh, there's another uncommon there. Creeping Chill. Worth 28 cents. It's not bad. Again, most people would organize these usually based off of rarity because that generally determines the price of the card itself. I'm not doing that. I am organizing based off of how I have my cards organized in my drawers, which is by color. And then so like you have monocolored cards and then all the dual colored or colorless are in the top drawer, so in a drawer by itself. And the reason I do that is because my thought process behind buying and organizing these cards is not to single any of them out and try to sell singles. The whole point of me buying them is so that I can build decks, and usually if you're building decks, you're working with a couple colors. Whoa, weird card. It's kind of cool though. The other thing this says is that it's guaranteed that you're going to get some of every color. However, presently I've seen a whole lot of black, a whole lot of white, a decent amount of green, a very small amount of blue, and absolutely no red whatsoever. It'll be interesting to see if that shows up maybe further down in the stack. Or if maybe this box just wasn't put together very well. Okay, I can see some red cards on the side now. Looking right there. So there definitely are some red cards that are coming up. It just took us forever to get to them. Which means I kind of wonder if there's just going to be a big old stack of red cards. Hold up, maybe something here. That's the set. Ooh! 201, we got a Rhythm of the Wild. It's an uncommon, but it's worth $3.19. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Non-token creatures you control have Riot. Very nice. We got ourselves a good card. Got a second copy of that. Again, $3.20 for that guy. Well, that's an interesting card. So it's a counter spell that can't be countered. Very interesting. It's only a 2 cost as well. Oh, it's actually worth something too. 193. Yeah, it's worth $3.16. Look at us go. Let's say we've gotten to a very nice stack of uncommons here. A lot more than I expected to get out of this box. All right, we've scanned all the cards in. Let's get some statistics on the cards that we do have scanned in so that we can get an idea of what we're looking at in this pack right here. So in total, with the exception of these cards, we have scanned in 276 cards. Total worth is $61.92. So on average, we're looking at about 22 cents per card, which is not bad considering that the vast majority of these are commons or uncommons. The top 3 cards that we got were all over $1, and they were these 3 right here. 2 Rhythm of the Wilds, which were each worth $3.19, and then Dovin's Veto, which was worth $3.16. Honorable mention, we also got a Groundswell, which is a 1 green target creature gets +2/+2 in his landfall, and that's worth 63 cents. So in total, not bad. We did get some decent value out of this. But the real kicker that we're looking for now are these guys. What we're going to do, we're going to take this out and see what we get. All right, card number 1, a Dirge Bat. This is full art. And at $2.89, the card is worth 49 cents. Not a bad rare, but also not incredible. Number 2, an uncommon Trumpeting Gnar. Trumpeting Gnar? Trumpeting Gnar? Something like that. 307. 307's worth 25 cents. Again, it's an uncommon, even though it has some cool art on it. I feel like that could be pretty strong in the right deck. It doesn't cost a lot to play. When you pay 5 to mutate, you create a 3/3 green beast creature token. I feel like that is not bad. Interesting. Ooh. Lore Dracus, another one with some cool art. 301, again worth 25 cents. Not a lot of value there, but it's a pretty card. Halrand Sky Summoner, legendary creature, merfolk wizard, over 181. It's worth 39 cents. So again, not a lot for a rare, but for if you're looking to make like a budget commander deck, that may not be bad. Yeah, creating 2/2 Drake creatures with flying every time you cast an instant or sorcery spell. I feel like that could get out of hand pretty quick. All right, next one, Volcanic Vision. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Deals damage equal to that card's converted mana value cost to each creature your opponent controls. So it's effectively a board wipe, but you get something for it. Card's worth 38 cents. Promise of Tomorrow. Whenever a creature you control dies, exile it at the beginning of each end step. If you control no creatures returned. Ooh, you can sacrifice this card, and then it returns all exiles cards to the battlefield under your control. A very interesting card. Worth 25 cents. For free nodes is an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy the creature with the least power. It can't be regenerated. If 2 or more creatures are tied for the least, I choose one of them. When there are no creatures on the battlefield, sacrifice this. Very interesting. Worth 29 cents. Obeka Brute Chronologist. The player whose turn it is may end the turn. Exile all spells and abilities from the stack. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage wears off this turn, and until next turn effects end. Oh, so this could happen if like you activate this as an instant. Somebody's in the middle of trying to play something. You activate this. If they want to, you can end the turn. So that would be pretty interesting. I don't know exactly how that would play out, but it's worth 40 cents, so it's kind of cool. I'd be really interested to see if you could build this out into a commander deck and it would be strong at all. I really don't know enough to really understand how that could be used or what it could be comboed with. So feel free to leave a comment down below telling me, you know, if this is absolutely pointless for commander or if it could be interesting. All right, next one. Another rare. Archielos Lagoon Mystic. Master Oogway. That's what we're going to call him. Legendary creature turtle shaman. As long as he is tapped, other permanents may enter the battlefield tapped. As long as he is untapped, other permanents may enter the battlefield untapped. That is a very interesting card because he doesn't do a lot. He's just a 2/4. Worth 25 cents. So I'm assuming he's not incredibly strong. If you have a card that you want to not enter tapped, so like hear me out. You pair this with something like the Door to Nothingness that has to enter tapped in order to tap, and then target player loses. This could be very interesting because then you could, instead of taking 2 turns and giving your opponent a chance to counter or remove, you could play this. Door to Nothingness enters untapped, and then you tap it with whatever mana you have. The only downside to that and reason you couldn't is because it doesn't have all of the correct mana colors. But theoretically, that would be an interesting concept. Again, that one's worth 25 cents. Bronze Hide Lion. Ooh, worth 77 cents. No, it's not. That's a promo. We're looking at worth 50 cents. Still not bad. You can pay 2. It gains indestructible until end of turn. When it dies, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura enchantment with enchanted creature you control. Enchanted creature gains indestructible until end of turn and it loses all other abilities. So you play it. You can make it indestructible, but if it dies, then you can just bring it back and put that ability on another creature. That's kind of cool. It's not expensive either. It's just a 2 cost, so I can see why it's worth a little bit more. 50 cents, not bad. All right, Nyambi Esteemed Speaker. It's worth 30 cents, so not a lot. It has flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, you gain life equal to that creature's converted mana cost. You pay 3, tap it, discard a legendary card, and draw 2 cards. Yeah, it seems like a pretty trashy rare, honestly. I see most of my experience is in Commander, and I see absolutely no use for that in a Commander game. All right, we got ourselves another rare. Gore Moldrak Amphenologist. You and permanents you control have protection from salamanders. I bet that's useful. At the beginning of your end step, each player who controls the fewest creatures creates a 4/3 blue salamander warrior creature token. That could kind of be like a group hug deck almost. Because if it's on the battlefield, each player that controls the fewest creatures creates a 4/3. That's not bad. And that's each turn you have. It's worth 25 cents. And finally, Hans Eriksson, also worth 25 cents. Whenever Hans Eriksson attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it on the battlefield tapped and tapped an attacking defending player or a planeswalker they control. Otherwise, put that creature into your hand. When you put a creature card onto the battlefield this way, it fights Hans Eriksson. Interesting. It's a lot of words, a little bit confusing, and I don't see necessarily how it would be good in any format that I'm aware of. Probably why it's worth 25 cents, even though it's a rare. All right, that was it. So the rares that we got in the pack were very lackluster. However, the uncommons that we got were worth something. So in total, we paid $14 for this box. We were able to get $66.77 back from it in card value. However, most of those cards are not worth a whole lot. And And the reason why people tend to only list cards that are worth more than $1 is because those are the only ones you can really make money on if you want to like single them out and sell them. So like buying any bulk, you're not going to get a whole ton of value out of it. However, I did get a lot of cards, a wide variety of different colors and different options for if I ever decide to try to make another commander deck with some of these legendary creatures. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if you think this was worth it or if it was just a total waste of money. Also, I want to know if you've seen any of those legendary creatures actually be worth it or work effectively in a commander game. I'd love to build some decks and kind of showcase how I do that. Mostly because I'm really new and I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'd love some feedback and input from you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.